I'm mad. Grr. Hey, what's going on, guys? I've had quite a few people ask me how to manage their anger, and there are so many to address that I just decided to do a video on it. But ultimately, everyone is angry for different reasons, but they're all going to come down to a few things. And I think it's important that I remind you that no matter who you are or what you're angry about, something can always be done about it. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Anger is a negative emotion that comes about when you're faced with a distasteful situation. Normally it's due to things not going the way that you anticipate, whether it's a paycheck being late, a test at school that's over something that you all didn't go over, hours being cut, or someone simply not being as smart as you think they should be. More on that later. But no matter what it is, it's first that you understand what you're angry about. We get mad for the same reason that negativity as a whole exists. I am of the belief that you cannot have positivity without negativity. They kind of coexist to keep the other one alive. For example, it's very refreshing to have a nice cold beverage after you've been parched all day. It's very nice to see the sun come out after it's been raining all week. And it's very fulfilling to conquer a task after you're so used to failing. Now, imagine it were sunny all the time. Imagine there was no such thing as a thunderstorm. Imagine there was no such thing as being thirsty. Imagine there's no such thing as being hungry. Imagine there's no such thing as failure. Imagine everything that you've done up to this point was a success. At some point, life would start to lose its meaning. This is where the word boredom comes from. You can only really be bored when there's nothing to do. Like when nothing's going right, nothing's going wrong. Boredom usually leads to depression as well. This is why there are some millionaires that find themselves depressed all the time. Because they feel like life has lost its meaning now that they can simply buy anything they want for the most part. Now, before I get started with my advice, I think it's important that I, again, remind you all that anyone that sees this video, if you have an issue, you can solve any issue you have. It sounds simple, right? But when you think about it, we all have a bad habit of being stagnant. Usually changing an undesirable situation requires effort, and the cost of effort is being uncomfortable. You can't put forth the effort if you're not willing to be uncomfortable in the process. But if you are, then here we go. Number 1, meditate. Take 10 minutes every day when you first wake up and before you go to bed to just sit in silence with closed eyes, your legs crossed, and just think of nothing. Absolutely nothing. Clear your mind. Set a timer so you'll know when you're done. It'll be hard at first to clear your mind and think of nothing, but as you go on, as you practice this over and over, it'll get easier. Trust me, you'll still get angry. After all, it's a normal human emotion. You must understand that most angry situations are not being angry about in the first place. The reason your anger usually lasts so long is because you're consistently replaying angering scenarios over and over in your head. Whether it's a breakup, family fights, or a bad decision that you've made that keeps you beating yourself up about it. Look, man, nobody's perfect. Nobody. And remind yourself that you can do anything. Because you can. Take my advice and meditate. 2, surround yourself with positive people. We're not all blessed with a family. After all, I'm not. We're not all blessed with good friends. But the good news is you can choose your family and you can choose your friends. To me, family is anyone that you consider to be super close to you. All right. So when you find that person that actually gets you and understands you and they're not constantly nagging you about you're not enough of this and you're not enough of that. When you find those people that are just like you're just enough of everything for them, that's your family. Making friends is easy. I promise you it's easy. If you want me to make a detailed video on this, let me know in the comments below. Number 3, reframe the way you see things. If your anger is usually caused by another person, whether they're just annoying, ignorant, or just flat out trying to test your patience, you must always think to yourself in these times that this person is just like me. A lot of us want to convince ourselves that we're better than someone that behaves oddly, but in reality, we're really not. The only difference between them pissing you off and you getting pissed off is that your issue is anger. We know that. their issues are unknown. Anyone that's enjoying life is going to be very average to you. They're just going to coast through life. They're going to speak. They're not going to go out of their way to annoy you or make you angry or anything like that. They're just going to be normal people. But someone that's overly shy or overly nice or angry all the time, going out of their way to annoy people, or just being a flat out bully, you have to understand that this is not normal behavior and there's something wrong with that person. You don't have to try and sit them down and have a long, drawn-out conversation with them about what's wrong, because they're likely not going to talk to you about it anyway. Some people will even go as far as to pretend that they don't even know what you're talking about when you assume something must be wrong with them, because a lot of times this happens on a subconscious level. It means that it affects them without them being aware of it. So the next time you see someone being stupid or being a bully or just being flat out annoying, just understand that they have a demon that they're dealing with as well, and that they're not all good either. And they likely need help and guidance just as much as you do. Listen, we all have pain. We all do. I do not care how much money you have in your bank account, how superior you think you are, whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, or Middle Eastern, or whether you think you know for a fact that you don't have any issues. Everyone has an issue. No matter what your social status, you are first and foremost a human. And there are a lot of things that are out of our control as humans. So basically what I'm saying is, no, you're not. You're not okay, baby. And that's okay. It's okay to not be okay. You don't need to be okay all the time. Number 4, take care of yourself. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because I think we all have pretty much heard this before. Eat healthy. Make sure that you are getting enough sleep at night, because I promise you, even missing just 1 hour of a complete sleep can significantly affect how angry you are and how irritable you are. Number 5, improve yourself. Work out. A big part of anger stems from insecurity, and insecurity usually is a result of someone seeing themselves as not being good enough, whether it be mentally or physically. 9 times out of 10, it's physically. And working out improves your self-esteem and your self-image. And also make sure that you're taking the time to learn new things, in your free time. I recommend you check out the channel Based Zeus. He's very good, and he pretty much teaches you new things in every video, so he's awesome. Work out to get the body that you love, and work out for your mindset as well. My advice when it comes to working out is start slow. Even if you've never worked out before, it's very easy to get into. So all you really have to do is, just work on doing like 100 push-ups a day. Don't go out there and try to do 5 million in one sitting. And when I say 100 push-ups in one day, I mean just do 10 maybe every 2 hours, and you'll end up with 100 total by the end of the day. If you can't do a push-up, then just keep trying to do the push-ups, and after a while, it'll catch on to you. If you still can't do a push-up, or you need something else to work on in the meantime, then just work on jogging outside or, something. They have plenty of HIIT tutorials, HIIT, high intensity interval training on YouTube. And they have a lot of beginner workouts on there too that you can do right in the comfort of your home. But just do something. It's gonna work. Whatever you do as far as working out, it's gonna work. All right. Now, before I give my outro, I just want to make something perfectly clear. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. But I want you to pay very close attention, because what I'm about to say right now is the most important out of anything I've said in this video. None of these tips are going to work if you don't start with number 1, meditation. If you don't practice controlling your mind and clearing your mind, you are not going to be able to do anything about your anger, because anger begins in the mind. Anger lives and resides in your mind. If you don't learn to start taking control of the way you think and see things, you're not going to be able to improve yourself. You're not going to be in the mood to work out. You're not going to be able to reframe the way you see things. You're not going to be able to understand people. And you're certainly not going to be able to surround yourself with positive people. Positive people won't want anything to do with you if you're constantly being angry all the time. Any great movement, invention, or anything in this world has all started with one step. That first step is the most important because it paves the path. Like Based Zeus said in one of his videos, there are only 3 directions you're going to go with every decision you make. Either you're going to go forward, you're going to go backwards, or you're not going to go anywhere at all. If you watch this video and let everything I say go through one ear and out the other one, you're going to end up being neutral. If you know that you're someone that deals with severe anger issues and you click this video and you saw the word meditation and left, you're going to end up going backwards. And if you're neutral, you're going to end up going backwards eventually. But on the other hand, if you click this video and listen to everything I said and you like the video, or you put it in one of your playlists, or you even just wrote the information down and you're planning to start practicing it tonight, you will see results. And I promise you, I bet my apartment on that. I promise you, you're going to see anything you want to achieve in life, you can and will achieve it. Think of anything you wanted to do in life. I'm not talking about school, a job, or anything. Think about the things you actually wanted to do. Think about video games, trying to get to a new level. You figure out a way to do it. Think about you really want an ice cream cone. You figure out a way to get it. Your mind goes to work. It goes into overtime trying to figure out how to get this. Achieving your goals is no different. Eliminating anger from your life is no different. If you want it, it's going to happen because you're going to get it. That is where the saying, "you can only save yourself," comes from. At the end of the day, it's up to you. You have to start becoming comfortable with the idea of stepping out of your comfort zone. And the minute you start becoming okay with that, is the minute you're going to start flying past everyone. Don't start and don't want to step out of your comfort zone, then guess what? It ain't going to happen. You already know what the results will be if you don't change anything. So make a change today. I'm counting on you. You got this. New videos every Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday. Saturdays and Sundays are toss-ups, but until then, I'll be where the night falls and the moon rises. You smelling what I'm telling. KFC out. And you better hit that subscribe button.